What is your name, please?
My name is Micol Fontana.
What is your name, please?
My name is Micol Fontana.
Two of these people are imposters. Only one of them is the real Micol Fontana, and is the only one sworn to tell the truth. And here is our host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and good evening, and a warm welcome to our little game of deliberate misrepresentation, wherein four presumably smart people try to figure out which one of three challengers is sworn to tell the truth. To Tell the Truth is brought to you by Geritol, America's #1 tonic, the high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. Right now, let's meet our cross-examiners. What is your name, please?
My name is Polly Bergen.
My name is Walter Slezak.
My name is Kitty Carlisle.
My name is Gardner.
Now, these three people all claim to be Micol Fontana. Only one, of course, is the real Micol Fontana. The other two have merely assumed that identity, and they do not have to stick to the truth. Now, panel, in front of you is a copy of an affidavit. Will you please follow along while I read? I, Micol Fontana, am a fashion designer. From my headquarters in Rome, I design clothes for Gina Lollobrigida, Elizabeth Taylor, Mrs. Sonny Whitney, Claire Booth Luce, and many other ladies of international prominence. I designed all the clothes for the motion picture The Barefoot Contessa, and more recently for Ernest Hemingway's The Sun Also Rises. As a result of my profession, I have become a transatlantic commuter. In 1956 alone, I made 5 round trips between Italy and the United States. One of them to personally deliver to Margaret Truman the wedding dress which I designed for her. Incidentally, the 3 dresses which I and the 2 imposters are now wearing were designed by me. Signed, Micol Fontana. Now, we'll start our questions in just about 30 seconds. 3 ladies all claim to be Micol Fontana, internationally famous fashion designer. Remember, panel, if you will, that only the real Micol Fontana must answer your questions truthfully. Each of you will question until you hear this signal, and at the end of the questioning period, you will be asked to register your vote for the one person who, in your opinion, is the real Micol Fontana. We'll start, I guess, tonight with Gardner. Hi?
All right, #1, how does Gina pronounce her last name?
Lollobrigida.
#3, how does she pronounce the name?
Gina Lollobrigida.
I would like to ask you, #1, you said you delivered Margaret Truman's bridal dress directly to her home. At what New York hotel did you deliver the dress?
I didn't understand.
What hotel in New York did you deliver Margaret Truman's dress to?
At the Carlisle Hotel.
#2, you designed clothes for Lollobrigida. What size is she?
She's different sizes in different places.
#1, what is the name and profession of Gina's husband?
He is a doctor.
And his name?
I don't remember.
It wouldn't be Mr. Lollobrigida, would it?
No.
Polly Bergen.
#3, could you tell me what, in your opinion, are the perfect female measurements?
I believe between 10 and 12.
You couldn't be more specific. In other words, 36, 24, 36?
Oh, yes, 36, 24, 36.
#1, could you tell me where is your salon here in New York?
At the Plaza Hotel.
At the Plaza. #1, could you tell me what is the considered correct hemline length today? How many inches from the floor?
It depends on the legs.
Walter Slezak.
#1, who directed Barefoot Contessa?
Joe Mankiewicz.
What is Mr. Mankiewicz's wife's first name?
Rosa.
#3, what car do you drive in Rome?
I drive a Alfa Romeo.
#2, will the imposters
be allowed to keep the clothes they're wearing tonight?
No, I'm sorry to say.
Number 3, what is the airport in Rome called, and where is it located?
The airport name is Ciampino. It's located in the Appia Nuova.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 2, you're a designer. What would you recommend for a tall woman?
A dress. A long one.
Number 3, do you believe that a woman's clothes should be the first thing you see, or the woman herself?
First is the woman.
Number 1, could you tell me what the new trend for the winter is going to be?
A sheet line.
Sheath?
Yes.
Loose?
No.
No, tight.
Fitted.
Yes. Might as well get some pointers while I'm about
That's
to
all the
go.
pointers you're going to have, I'm afraid, at this season of the year, warm as it is. It's time now to vote. So without consultation, will you, members of the panel, please mark your ballots and select thereby number 1, number 2, or number 3. As you undoubtedly know, the team of challengers will receive $250 for every incorrect vote, and if they fool the entire panel, they may divide as much as $1,000. All right, panel, all set? Molly, are you set? For whom did you vote first tonight?
I voted for number 1.
Why?
Well, actually, I think she looks more like what I would expect Fontana to look like, whatever that is.
Walter, did you vote?
I voted for number 1.
What was your reason, Walter?
She looks like a transatlantic commuter.
Kitty Carlisle, your first vote tonight was for?
Number 1.
Well, and your reason?
Well, she looked like Madame Fontana, I think, should look, and she knew Rosa Mankiewicz's name.
And hi, Gardner. How about you?
Number 1,
Well, that makes it unanimous.
2 reasons. First of all, when she came in, she acted like a hostess by standing up until the 2 guests were seated. Secondly, she looks like the type whose necklines are lower than her prices.
Well, all right. There you have our reasons as well as our votes, and let's see what happens as to your making up your minds now, whether you agree with us. Let's find out which one of these charming ladies is the internationally famous fashion designer. Will the real Micol Fontana please stand up? And now let's find out about number 2. Who are you really and what do you do?
I'm the audio director for the Lucky Strike Hit Parade.
And number 3, how about you?
My name is Mrs. Giovanni Buitoni, and I am a director on the International Buitoni Spaghetti and Food Company.
Incidentally, Miss Fontana, aren't you having a showing of your new creations at the plaza right now?
Yes, we show every day at the plaza,
Every
only
day.
for stores.
Well, there you are. Now, you see. Yes, Polly.
Can you get them wholesale?
This is a private question.
Well, panel, you did mighty well there tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, right down the line, unanimously picking the correct one. I don't know how well you all did, but I must tell you, in case you get too disappointed over on the other side for having come here tonight, Geritol has for you $150, which you ladies may divide. I don't know what that will do for you up at the plaza, but you can at least go and look and finger the bill. Congratulations to you. Thank you for being with us. Good night and the best of good luck.
Thank you very much.
And now let's have our next team of challengers, please.
What is your name, please?
My name is Casey Tibbs.
What is your name, please?
My name is Casey Tibbs.
What is your name, please?
My name is Casey Tibbs.
Again, panel, may I direct your attention to the copy of this affidavit. I, Casey Tibbs, own and operate with my brother a 7,000-acre cattle ranch near the place where I was born. I'm interested in 4-H club work and am the vice president of my local chapter. I'm no stranger to the cattle business since I learned to ride and break wild horses on my father's ranch before I was 12 years old. At 14, I performed in my first rodeo, and I have been in active competition ever since. I have held 8 world championship titles and have won more individual rodeos than any man in the business. For this reason, I am known as America's #1 rodeo cowboy. Signed, Casey Tibbs. Now, we'll learn the truth about our challengers in just a few moments. Time once again now to play our game. And these 3 people panel claim to be Casey Tibbs, America's #1 rodeo cowboy. Remember, only the real Casey Tibbs must answer your questions truthfully, and we'll start this round with Kitty Carlisle. Kitty?
Thank you, Bud. I want to find out, is there any unanimity between you about how to pronounce it? Is it a rodeo or a rodeo? Which is it?
Which one do you want to ask?
Don't they agree? Well, number 2, which is it?
I call it rodeo.
You call it a rodeo. How do you get on a horse that's never been ridden before, number 2?
Very carefully.
Number 1, you can answer a question that's sort of an old wives' tale for me. Is it true that a horse can smell if you're afraid?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Gardner.
Number 2, do you pay an entry fee to get into the rodeo competition?
Yes, sir.
Number 3, what does the name Lillian Jenkins mean to you?
She's the publicity agent for the garden.
Number 1, what is meant by bulldogging a steer?
Well, the steer runs out, and you ride after it, and you jump on it and throw it down.
Number 2, in what year did Bozo Snyder win a rodeo championship?
Sir, I'm afraid I can't answer that. I do not know.
You do not know.
Polly?
Number 1, where do you brand cattle?
On the ranch.
Well, that wasn't what I had in mind, but that's probably the best answer. We'll just leave it. Number 3, what is the name of a very, very large, what is the name of the brothers who own a very, very large rodeo in the West?
Butler Brothers.
Number 1, could you tell me what kind of a horse is used in calf roping?
Quarter horse.
Gee, they're all smart. They're beautiful, too. Number 2,
I'm sorry.
what are you doing
while you were admiring. What was that? Walter Slezak.
What breed of cattle do you have on your ranch?
Which one?
Number 1.
Angus.
Number 3. Is number 1 your brother?
No.
How long does, number 2, how long does it take to finish a steer before you send him to the market?
Well, that depends on how big you want them to get. Most ranchers let them go till they're 2-year-olds. Send them to the feeding lot, so forth.
What is the number 3, what is the record time for staying on a horse on a rodeo?
Well, a time isn't an element. It's a judging on how well the horse bucks and how well you spar him.
That's it, panel. Time to vote now. No consultation. Would you please mark your ballots and select thereby number 1, number 2, or number 3. All set? Everybody voted? All right, Polly, for whom did you vote this time?
Number 3.
Why?
Well, he looks the most uncomfortable under the hat, and I figured maybe that's just to throw us, you know. And all 3 of them, I didn't recognize any wrong answers to any of the questions that we asked any 3 of them. So it was just a matter of picking the one that, well, I had to vote for somebody. I voted for number 3.
Walter, for whom did you vote this time?
Number 3.
And what was your reason, Walter?
He looks so outdoor.
He looks so outdoor. Yes, he does. Kitty.
Number 3.
Why, Kitty?
Well, he looks the most determined. I don't think a steer would have a chance with him.
And hi, Gardner, you voted for?
Number 3.
Well, unanimity again. Why?
Well, I don't know. Personally, I think it's number 1, but I voted for 3 because he looks like the kind of a guy that's been throwing the bull around for years.
Well, let's see if he's been throwing it around on this show, or just who has. Let's see how well you did as well. Get set now, because we're going to find out which one of these 3 men is the real America's #1 rodeo cowboy. Will the real Casey Tibbs please stand up? Oh, boy. Well, he's been riding a lot of indoor rodeos on the winter circuit, I guess. All right, let's clear up the other 2 now. Number 1, who are you really, and what do you do?
My name is Frank Alex, and I'm a maintenance supervisor for the Schubert Theaters.
Should be an actor. Number 3, how about you?
My name's Edwin E. Wall. I'm a research bacteriologist.
Tell you, some of the most suntanned bacteria these days.
They've been reading too many books on rodeos, that's
They
all.
sure have. Well, all right, there we are. We have one good 100% and one the other way. You beat them all. That means that you divide $1,000 from Geritol. Hope you had fun. We did. Good night and good luck to you. Incidentally, I meant to wish Casey before he got out of here, and I hope he's listening off there, the best of good luck on the Match of Champions, which is being held for the 4-H Club in Fort Pierre, South Dakota on August 4th. Casey, if you hear me, good luck to you. Sorry I forgot to say it while you were out here. All right, can we have our next team of challengers, please?
What is your name, please?
My name is Steve LeFevres.
What is your name, please?
My name is Steve LeFevres.
What is your name, please?
My name is Steve LeFevres.
Another copy of an affidavit is in front of you, panel. Let's follow along with this one. I, Steve LeFevres, am a page boy in the United States Senate. Washington, D.C. is only one of many places I've lived. Although I was born in this country, I have lived in Hawaii, in Japan, and next year I will be living in England. My father is a United States Air Force major who has been assigned to the American Embassy in London as the assistant air attaché. Incidentally, I was appointed to my present post in the Senate by my grandfather, Senator John McClelland of Arkansas. Signed, Steve LeFevres. Now, we'll start our cross-examination in just a minute. Page boy in the United States Senate. We'll start this round with Polly Bergen. Polly?
Number 1, having lived in Japan, could you tell me what kind of a dish is tempura?
Well, I was only 7 when I came back. I was 7.
I see. Number 2, could you tell me what kind of dish tempura is?
I wouldn't have any idea. I was too young at the
Number
time.
3, could you tell me?
I don't know.
Number 1, could you tell me who is the mayor of Washington, D.C.?
There is no mayor.
Number 2, who is the head who is the Parks and Public Works Commissioner in Washington, D.C.?
The Parks and Public, I can't recall at the time.
Number 3, could you...
Waller?
What is the, number 1, what is the address of the American Embassy in Washington?
American Embassy in Washington, it is the capital. It's unconstitutional.
I see. What is... how many members, number 2, how many members does the... No, I'm sorry, I meant the American Embassy in London.
How's that again, department?
Number 1, I repeat the question. What is the address of the American Embassy in London?
Well, I have never been to London. I'll be going there this summer.
Number 3, what is the address of the American Embassy in London?
I don't know.
Number 2, how many members do you need for a quorum?
Oh, you mean the vote has to be 2/3.
2/3.
Kitty?
Number 1, how old do you have to be a page boy?
Well, 14. You can begin at 14 and not older than 17 in the Senate.
Number 2, where do you go to school while you're being a page boy?
We go to school, which is at the Library of Congress.
And how long do you spend at school?
Well, we go from 6:30 in the morning till 9:45, and then we go to the Senate to work.
Number 3, are you allowed to interrupt the filibuster?
No.
Hi, Gardner.
Number 1, exactly where is the Vice President's office located?
The Vice President's office? Would you mean when he's in Senate or what?
No, his office itself. Physically, the office.
It is over in the Senate office building where he works.
Also, number 3, your grandfather, Senator McClelland, is making news now as head of a committee investigating malpractice, let's say, in labor. What was the previous important committee he was on? Number 1, could you answer that?
There we are. I'm sorry, but it's time to vote again, so please mark your ballots for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Ooh, Polly's all set and waiting this time. All right, Polly, for whom did you vote this round?
Number 1.
And your reason this time?
Well, he sort of has the freckles and pug nose of a McClelland, I think. And his information about Washington is pretty good.
All right, Walter, for whom did you vote?
Number 1,
Why?
because he looks like a politician.
A young politician. Kitty, your vote this time?
I voted for number 2. You can see this is all absolutely wrong because I think he looks like a McClelland.
And hi, Gardner, how about you this time?
I voted for number 1. He looks like a senator who just won a renomination.
All right, there we are. We've given our reasons, we've given our votes, and let's see which ones were right and which wrong. Maybe all, maybe not. We'll find out right now which one of these boys is the real page boy in the United States Senate. Will the real Steve LeFevres please stand up? Thank you very much, Steve. Just before you stood up, Polly muttered,
I said if it's number 3, I quit, I quit.
All right. Let's find out about the other 2 young men now. Young politician number 1, who are you really? What do you do?
My name is Peter Fisher. I am 14 years old and go to LaSalle Military Academy in Oakdale.
And number 2, how about you stay seated so we can hear you better on the mic?
My name is Joseph Pyatt. Now, I'm 15 years old. My home is in Saudi Arabia, and I'm attending school in the United States.
Well, it looks like you did all right. You fooled the entire panel, fellas. This is going to please you because to divide among you, you have $1,000 from Geritol. Congratulations, best of good luck to you, and good night. Well, much as I hate to say it every week, I'm afraid that's it, panel. There's only time to say good night, so good night.
Good night.
Bud.
And all of you, please remember what I told you about Geritol, a high-potency tonic that helps you feel stronger fast. Right now, this is Bud Collier saying good night and reminding you to tell the truth. Good night, everybody.
Transportation for To Tell the Truth was arranged by American Airlines. Guests are flown to New York aboard American's famous luxury flight, the DC-7 Mercury. To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production in association with the CBS Television Network.